Welcome, everybody, to the Town of Pownal Select Board Meeting, July 22nd at 7 p.m. We're a few minutes late. We were having technical issues. We need to approve the agenda. Approve the minutes of July 7th and 8th, warrants, correspondence, excess weight permit, Hoosick River Hydro contract, paper of record, public comment and adjournment, and we need to add Ellen for a budget adjustment, Tom Shuey for the BCSWA, Town Hall update, and video. So we need to put the video after approval of agenda. We're gonna put Ellen after warrants, and then after Ellen will be Tom. And then after paper of record, we're gonna put the update of the town hall. Is everybody okay with that?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda with the additions.
Second it.
Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, aye. All right, approved minutes of July 7th, 2021.
I thought we do
Oh.
the video.
Sorry.
Megan, are you ready for the video?
Video, Megan.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
go ahead, please.
Okay. Here we go.
Nope, we're just gonna do a video. This is
Groundbreaking.
yeah, and we'll talk about it after. I'll give a short excerpt after.
Is that it?
I believe that's it, right, Tim? So, a little bit of just a brief thing on the video, really brief. Today's kind of a, I would dare say a historic day for the town of Pownal. We've been over 20 years, Ronnie, Ellen, trying to get a, town hall in place, new town hall, and there it is. The groundbreaking took place today. We have a partial hole in the ground. Weather permitting, they're gonna be back tomorrow morning. Who knows? It rained today. But there it is. So in my book, it's kind of a historic day for the town. We've been 20 plus years trying to make this happen. And the proof is in the pudding. There it is. It's happening. It's right there. Come and look at it.
All right, thank you. Okay, approval of minutes of July 7th, 2021. Can I have a motion, please?
Move we approve the minutes July 7th.
Second.
Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, aye. Bob had to step out for a minute. Bob, we're approving the minutes of July 7th. Do you agree?
Oh, I'm sorry. Aye.
All right, thank you. Approval of minutes of July 8th, 2021. Can
Move we approve July 8th, 2021 minutes.
I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, aye. Thank you. Warrants. This is payroll ending 7/16 for $11,137.68. Can I entertain a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion's approved.
Second.
Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Abstain.
Angie, I. Payroll ending 7/23 in the amount of, where's my total? Oh, here it is, $16,077.10.
Move we approve payroll 7/23.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Angie, I. Accounts payable in the amount of $25,238.47. Before I have a motion, I'd like to open it up for public comment in case anybody has a question. Anybody out there, Megan, for a question for accounts payable?
It's raising their hand.
No? Okay.
Move we approve accounts payable ending 7/23.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Actually, is it 23 or 16?
Oh, 7/16.
7/16, sorry.
Sorry,
Move
excuse
move
me.
we approve warrants or accounts payable for 7/16. Sorry.
Sorry. Any discussion? Okay, Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, I. Thank you, everybody. All right, Ellen, no,
No.
no.
So, did you all get your emails in regards to the budget adjustments? So
Yes.
that we
Yes.
I'm gonna give everybody a sheet.
Yes, I did.
The only change that I came in early before the meeting tonight to relook at it because I didn't get to do it today. And I did add, one more budget adjustment under planning wages for 600, which would come from the contingency, and that's in the general fund. So it just went up, the adjustments went up by $600. I had it in there, I couldn't find it. I've been working on stuff for 2 days, and then I came back in tonight and I found. So that's back in there, and if you read them over and approve my adjustments, I just need an approval so that I can do them tomorrow.
Can I entertain a motion to approve?
I'll move that we approve the budget adjustments on the general fund.
Can I have a
And
sec?
there's some on the road.
Yeah, there's
Third
also
page is road.
road fund,
So do you
yeah.
want them separate or do them all at once?
However you wish to do them, how's that?
Well, we
You
just did the regular,
General
General
fund's
fund,
fine,
so-
and then do the road
Yeah.
separate?
Yep.
That
So-
sounds good.
you made a motion, a second, any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, I. Okay, and then the road,
Is there anything that we need
I
to?
didn't change anything from what you had in your email.
Perfect. I move that we approve the budget adjustments for the road fund.
okay, second? I'll second it. Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Angie, I.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Ellen.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all I needed this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
You guys too.
Okay, so then Tom, Shuey, you're up, please.
Okay. What happened here, last year, they were talking about doing this household hazardous waste facility, a permanent one up in Bennington, which we will rent the building from Bennington for $1 a year. But we have to pay for some of the improvements and so forth through the alliance. All right, this was not approved last year by any means or anything. So when I did the budget, none of this was put in the budget. It just became approved. Well, we're having a meeting on it on Wednesday the 4th, and up in Arlington. So the alliance went ahead with the whole thing. And what it is it's going to cost us almost $13,700. And I don't know if it's all going to come this year or not, because they're going to start on it. And it goes to 2025, whichever comes first, as soon as they finish it, or 2025. So they haven't done anything, and they've approved this. This is the grant that they went for. And the whole thing's 120,000 after the grant. So
After the grant.
after the grant.
Okay.
So what's going to happen here is we're still going to do household hazardous waste things at least this fall and probably next spring, because I don't think this thing's going to be ready. But once we get this thing set up, it'll be open 2 days a week. It'll be open for 4 hours, 2 days a week, one day of the week, and then one on the weekend. People can just take their paint and their stuff up there. They don't have to go to these events and sit in line and stuff for hours at a time. And will have an employee running this thing. Like I said, this was out there last year, but it was all the Zoom meetings and stuff. Now things are starting to ramp up on it. So this, I don't have anything in the budget for the SWIP on that. I'm sorry, but I don't. I just put the 17,000 or 18,000, whatever it is, in there because what we've always had before, we've never had to pay that much because of the grants that he was able to pick up and so forth. So this is something that it's coming down the road now. Like I said, I don't know how much of it's going to be on this fiscal year, 21, 22, or if it's going, but it goes to 25. I mean, we have until 25 to get it finished. So I don't know what it's going to be. But this is the agreement between the town of Pownal and the Solid Waste Alliance right here. So that's for you if you decide to pass it. But this is what it's going to cost us. Well, it says in here, it's going to be about 100. The grant was at 69,190. So, and then we have a difference of 1,700 between the table one and the total. And that's in this page back here. I sent these all to all of you. You should have them on your computer. This was all in here. So what the thing is coming down to, all the expenses. This is the things that they pay for, and this is the things that they don't pay for. So
are people gonna have to pay when they drop stuff off?
they may have to, yes.
So
Yeah.
you're basically eliminating free hazardous dump day.
Yeah.
And I guess how many other towns have bought into this?
Well, they do it
Bennington
in Rutland, they do it over in Wyndham County.
No, I said, how many other towns in Bennington County have bought into this,
Well, they're
for
all,
this site?
You probably gonna have to bring that over.
well,
There's 13
they're part of the alliance,
Yeah.
13 towns. We're basically 10%. Right. Because everything's based on population. So,
What did you say the cost was, Tom, after the grant? 100 and I missed your.
well, the grant, it's
The grant
100,
was 69,000,
100,
right?
it's 117,000. And then it has the,
That's the
match.
total cost?
yeah, the total grant is 70,210. Total cost is 117. So it may not be that much, but I couldn't possibly put this in our budget last year. I can't ask the taxpayers for money that we don't know if it's even going to fly.
So,
Then we taking money out of taxing the people for that.
So our total cost of this project that they're asking for is 117,000?
Not our.
No,
cost.
the total cost of the
It's
Bennington County
Alliance.
Solid Waste Alliance project
Right.
is 117,000,
That's what
give
they're
or
saying
take,
here.
right?
Yes.
And the grant total is 70,000,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's, we're, right, so $47,000 is the difference between the two, roughly,
Right.
round numbers.
47,640 is what
Yeah.
you're on here.
Okay, yeah, round numbers.
is that for
So much.
everybody that's
So-
involved in it or just Pownal?
No, it's everybody.
So,
Every town got one of these.
right,
But I mean, that cost would be just
No,
divided between all of us, or is that 47,000
No,
gonna cost
we're paying,
Pownal?
ours is 10%. Bennington's paying like 48%.
So we would be 10% of the 47,000,
No, we're 10% of the,
117,000.
yeah.
And is
Plus,
this,
plus the 17, plus the additional 17,000 that goes on for everything else. The things that weren't covered by the grant.
so I guess I'm losing this.
so I
I'm
just have
losing-
one more question.
Sure.
Does this go until 2025 and then it's done?
No, it's gonna be permanent.
Oh,
Permanent
okay.
facility. It's gonna be a permanent facility, but we have until 2025 to complete it.
Gotcha.
That's. what
The
grant-
Bennington County Solid Waste Alliance has until 2025.
Right.
Okay.
So what we're probably gonna do, we're probably gonna turn into a regional thing, not an alliance like this.
Mhm.
But it's gonna be more like what they did over, they call them a conservation group type thing. And that's what we're gonna become that, one of those probably. In the not too distant future, if this thing goes, because It'll make it easier for us to hire people and do insurance and everything else.
Ellen has a question.
I do, why, so help me out, Tom. If there's a grant for roughly $70,000 and the total cost is 117, why do
But
we?
they
have to
only,
pay
they only
10%?
granted, we requested 70, they only gave us 14,000, so the whole thing's still total 117 on here.
Okay,
Here's a,
right.
here's a,
I missed that part. So
Yeah,
we're
me
only
too.
getting 14,000 of a $70,000.
here's a
grant.
breakdown here, folks.
That is
You want
not
to take a look at
what
it,
we're
Mike, right here.
saying, so I wasn't
I,
understanding.
yeah, no, okay, because I was totally confused because, a $70,000 grant and $117,000
Yeah.
total cost on a project.
The total match, total grant requested was 70, the total match was 47. They didn't grant, we asked for 70, they didn't give that much.
So how much did they give us? What did the Bennington College or
We got-
County Solid Waste Alliance get for grant? For,
47,640.
all right, so that's what we received was 47,000.
But
No,
we're going to, we spend it.
Hang on, that's
No.
the, that's. the
That's, I
match.
thought that was the amount
that's
that
the
was,
match. The total grant requested, if I'm reading this correctly, is $70,210. We did not get the total grant. If I
Right.
heard it
Right.
correctly,
Right.
I think we got something on the order of $14,000.
No, we got 40,000,
Oh, 40,000,
40,640,
46,
47,640.
No, that's the total. Well,
That's the total match.
That's the total match.
That's what,
We want to know what we actually received
Yeah.
from the
So
grant.
the grant
Of the
itself, we didn't get
70,000.
70.
not sure.
Sorry, Tom.
That Pownal's responsibility would be around 12,000 a year.
No,
A
just
year.
once, one time. One time, then what will happen is hopefully it's going to decrease our solid waste implementation plan's annual fees.
What's it generally cost?
I
us
was just
for
gonna
the
say, what's our
salad?
solid waste that we do a year?
Implementation plan,
No, when
well,
You know, they
usually
have-
it's been around 16, 17,000.
when we do the hazardous waste day?
Oh, no, those, oh, no, they're god awful expensive.
That's what I,
They do three of them. They do one for like Stanford and the people over there in the eastern part of
Yep.
the county. Then they do one up at Dorset, and then they do the one in Bennington. And, but see, the thing of it is, when they do these things, they're bringing tons of people in, they're bringing all this equipment in, they're bringing all these trucks and the gaylords and stuff. So this is what we would do. We would be having the stuff there, then we just have a fork truck or something to lift it up. They probably have a lift gate on. When they have gaylord box full of paint or whatever, you know, that you call them in, they send people over, you pick it up, take it out.
I was just curious what our regular portion, what our town pays annually roughly for the hazardous waste.
Probably about the same as this 12,000.
Okay, I mean,
What's
that's
that
So
on
where
can
the
I-
town, the SWIP?
Yeah.
I mean, and right now,
the
that's
SWIP.
free for our,
It
our,
didn't cost us that much.
our
for
town
SWIP.
people that they can go up there and
Right.
drop stuff off. As long as it's on that list generally.
Okay, Mike, do you have a question?
Yeah, let's let Ellen give
Oh,
us,
I didn't realize, sorry.
yeah, Ellen's giving
I
us some
have
information.
FY
She's,
21's expense report right here.
right. I knew where you were going.
Solid waste implementation plan. Expenditure $6,549 FY 21.
Yeah, see,
That's
we've,
what I
we've
was
been, we've
thinking.
been way low every year, every
Right.
year, every year. You still haven't gotten the last bill yet. Probably haven't gotten the one
I
for last
don't
quarter. I don't think you have. It's gonna go up and it's not gonna be significantly.
So if that's 6,500 is for 3 quarters.
I would think so. That's what you spent this whole year.
Yeah, that's what I'm
See,
saying.
It's not,
So
it's
you
gonna be
add,
about
so you add 21,
At 2 grand.
yeah.
Right.
So
You
it's
see, we've had-
$8,500.
we've never hit the figure that they quoted, so I don't quote that figure anymore. I've always been below it. And
Right, 'cause
we're
we
still under it.
budgeted 17,000.
I'm
Right.
still a little confused on the numbers.
I'm totally-
Yeah.
I'm totally
Yeah.
confused. So we don't need to make a decision on this tonight, correct?
No, I don't think so.
So we can investigate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Do you have to join?
Well, that's my question, is because the way this reads right here, State of Vermont Agency of Natural Resources has required that the solid waste management entities, including the BCSWA, provide for collection of household hazardous waste conditionally exempt generator waste through events or a permanent facility.
The thing of that is, Jamie, right now, we haven't gotten a bill for the one in May. That's usually the big one. And the one in Dorset wasn't that well attended last year because of COVID. That's probably why we were down a lot.
Yeah,
I
we can
just,
look
you
at
know.
history. I can pull that for you for the
Yeah.
past couple of years with
That'd be a
SWIP.
big
That would be
help.
awesome. Thank you. That would help us tremendously.
I hate to harp on this, but it's really, I'm just not understanding. Tim, you had said that it's about 12,000, and that makes sense, because I'm looking at it, it's 117,850, and ours is 10%. That's 11,785.
Plus the 1,700 that alone.
What's that?
Plus the 1,700 on the first page.
Which makes it
Okay,
12, which
okay.
makes it over, a little over 12,000.
Which makes it
Right.
over 12,000, and
Right.
that's fine, except that I thought we requested 70,000, or somebody requested 70,000.
That's Michael Basher. I'll tell you what, I'll get a hold of Michael tomorrow.
But we did get some grant money, right? So, but it was less than 70 and a lot less.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like. So our portion is really 10% of whatever 117,850 minus the grant should be 10% of that would be our portion. And then plus the 1,700 for page one.
So I think we may really actually be in decent shape, you know, and as far as the budget, overall budget for the transfer station, because Fred retired and we're just running with Ron and I. So we're gonna have quite a savings on labor this year. 'Cause I had him down for like 15, 16 weeks, you know, $15 an hour for 24 hours a week, so.
But did we still budget? Ellen, did we budget that? Do you have that for this fiscal year that we're talking about?
for
Well,
that-
did we budget that $17,000
No.
like we did in fiscal year
Oh, yeah,
21?
no, we budgeted that, yes, we budgeted that.
Okay, so,
We did budget that. so,
okay,
For the hazmat.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that
Which
was-
is that,
we're
that's what
good.
this is.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what
the whole
this is.
thing
So that 17,000 that we budgeted for hazmat potentially could go here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, that's
right?
that's
Am I-
what it is.
Does that
It's
make
gonna-
sense?
Yes.
It makes sense. I think we need to check some numbers.
We
Right.
need to
Sure,
check
sure.
the
Yeah,
numbers,
Right, no,
absolutely.
right, but I'm just saying, if we,
That makes
if
perfect
we, which I thought we did, if we
Yeah.
budgeted $17,000 for hazardous waste in fiscal year 21-22 budget,
And now
We
that
did.
goes away
and now,
because-
because we, right, now our hazardous waste goes away, because now we're part of this alliance,
Yeah, right.
then we can use that 17,000 for hazardous waste for the alliance.
For the
We transfer it
alliance.
to the
Right,
alliance.
it's the
Well,
same
yeah,
as
but
with-
this is a one-time deal.
I'm
But
following
I'm,
there.
right, but I just,
We budgeted 18,500 for FY.
Okay, so
Thank
we
you.
didn't go
Thank
with
you,
the
Alan.
increase.
okay, so we're okay.
So yeah, we're okay. But we still should check into it a little bit more before we
Well, yeah, for
decide.
sure.
Yeah, I'll
Could you
contact
get us
Michael
some
tomorrow.
more information, please?
I certainly shall, and everything, and anything I got, I'll pass on to you, you know, 5.
All
Yeah,
right,
And
thank
the other
you.
thing that,
And 7, I'll send it to you too, Ellen, if that's all right. Anything I find out on this stuff.
the other question I have, I believe that's where Bob was going, as far as, you see where they requested this line here, 15,000 for the grant, and the match was 10,000. So did they end up getting 5 and then they had to match 5? I mean, that's,
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
this
that was
normally,
totally confusing.
right,
Yeah,
that, normally it'll say
I'm pretty
grant
good
received
with
and then whatever
with
the town
spreadsheets and
has
stuff,
to
but
put
this
in.
one is a little confusing, guys.
So-
'Cause I'm
Yeah.
usually very good with
So-
these things.
Just so-
Actually, here's the whole request for the thing right here. And that was also.
I mean, I
sent
did
to
read
you.
the email, but it was a little confusing.
Well, I was
Well,
totally
it's-
lost.
yeah, that's what-
Okay,
that's what-
I don't want to
hey,
say that I was totally
Numbers,
lost.
numbers,
Hey,
numbers,
that's
don't,
what-
I don't get lost in numbers. I was totally lost there.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But here's, see, that's why I printed this whole thing out, like, that way I can go down through this too. This is a budget request, it's 20 pages.
Yeah.
You know, which reminds me, of
Ellen?
my paper before I leave.
So in FY 20,
Mhm.
we spent $16,087 in SWIP. Okay, so we probably are waiting for a May bill for 20.
Oh, I know you are, that's gonna be a,
Okay, and then we do have budgeted 18,500 for this.
For
Fiscal
20,
year.
okay, Okay,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and we have 17,000 in the FY 21, so we'll accrue back whatever bill comes in, because it should come in, it will come in soon.
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
I think
I'm
he's
trying to
probably-
remember,
It's over a
usually
couple
beginning of
years.
August, right, Tom?
Well, yeah, I
I
think what he's
remember.
doing is he's waiting for the Department of Agriculture to get back the the grant money, the stuff they get, they pay for the
Right.
pesticides, insecticides, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Department of
But here's
Agriculture
a
always,
printout over
yeah,
the
and that's,
years.
I don't know if that's the federal stuff or if it's coming from
Thank
federal.
you very
government or
much.
state.
Right. Some stuff has to go to a line fit, some can be.
And you
burned,
know, all the governments now run slow, as we all know,
Yeah,
so.
all right.
All right, thank you so
All right,
much.
and I will get a hold of Michael Baxter tomorrow and we'll discuss this.
All right,
And then,
Thanks a lot.
thank you.
so, and then you have a copy of
Yes,
this.
we all
So,
got it in our email.
yeah.
Yep, in our board packet as well.
All righty.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you.
Sorry
Okay.
it's so confusing.
That's all
Well, it's not
right.
your fault.
It's not your fault.
That's what you were given.
All right, next is correspondence. The Solar Fest, did everybody get their letter and read it?
Yep.
Okay, so we don't really need to do anything on this. Okay. Moving on to excess weight permits. Do I have one?
Yep, it was sitting in front of us there.
It was sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
What's it mixed in with my,
No, it was right in front of the speaker, but it's the excess weight permit for preferred builders, so they can bring the modular.
I did not see that.
I saw it.
You
Kind of
did?
an important. one.
I'm gonna motion. we
Is it this
approve.
one?
Yes.
Ah, here it is. Sorry.
You don't have to sign anything.
Go ahead.
All right, excess weight permit for preferred builders for
you,
60,000 for the modular home. Can I entertain a motion, please?
Bob made the motion.
Motion to approve?
I didn't hear you. I'm
No, I
sorry,
didn't, I
Bob.
didn't motion. I
Oh,
said
I
I'm going to.
Oh, I
motion.
thought you said, sorry.
I motion to approve the excess weight permit for preferred building.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
All right.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, I. Thank you. All right, so that's done. That's done. This is done. All right. Hoosick River Hydro contract. Is he gonna join us?
Yeah, Armin could be. Yep.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So I'm not sure, is everyone up to speed? Should I give a bit of a background or?
I did provide them with the change you're requesting and kind of walk them through it, but if you want to give them an update as far as how you're coming into the picture and stuff, that might be helpful.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So I increased my ownership in the company Hoosick River Hydro in April 15 from 50 to 100%, and have been doing a lot of cleanup work, both physical and document on the document side. One of the things that came up was the net metering agreement that we have with you, and also with the medical center. And what we usually do is match the net metering agreement with the lease. And so the lease we have with you guys is 30 plus 10 plus 10, so 50 years. And the net metering agreement was only for 20. We're a few years in. So I matched it. I reached out to the medical center. They were very happy to extend it to 45 years now, because we're about 5 years in, I guess. So that's what I'd like to propose to you as well.
Okay,
Basically, you need a motion to extend the agreement
To
to
40.
equal the contract.
right.
To match the lease, yeah, exactly, yeah.
What is, I guess I don't quite understand what the pros and cons are of it.
Well, we're giving you a 5% discount on the electricity bill.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
We're giving you a 5% discount on the electricity bill. So basically, you receive an invoice from Green Mountain Power, and you only have to pay 95% of that.
But that's tied to the lease matching the agreement?
It's not tied at all, but what we usually do is we match it, that just a term on the lease with the term of the net metering agreement. That's why I'd like to propose that, to do that with you. So currently, the medical center has matched it already.
The only con that I can see is if we didn't want to extend the 10-year and then second 10-year.
So-
In case
so-
there's another game in town that comes forward to bid on
Right,
it,
so what I understood
that
from
would
the
be the
lease
only
is
negative. that I
30,
could
10,
see.
and 10, right?
Right.
So is there an option to, you know, back out of the agreement at 30, just like there is for the lease?
I guess
The net metering, right?
is-
So the net metering agreement is separate from the lease.
Right.
Right now, the net metering is 20 years. The lease is actually 30, 10, and 10.
So the net metering is 10 years with a 10-year renewal. So that's where the 20 comes. After 10 years.
Sorry, was there a question for me? I couldn't hear.
So
You
I'm
still can't hear.
trying to understand.
No, you can.
And so-
Your question, you should ask them.
No,
And-
no, I understand. Let me get my, so right now we've got a 10 and 10 on the net metering agreement. Is the request, and I guess this is the question for you, is the request to eliminate the 10 with an option to extend for another 10? Or is it to say it's 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 to get to 50? Or is it to just make it 50?
Well,
I guess, and maybe it's
Yeah.
I
So-
don't know.
50, so the lease is 30 plus 10 plus 10. And the option to extend it is actually on our side to extend it. So we basically have a lease agreement with the town for 50 years. But we're already a few years in. So if we extend the net metering agreement, then both would match, you know, the terms on both would match.
Well, I have to go back to the, and I guess maybe I wasn't here 5 years ago. Are we 5 years into that net metering agreement for the hydro?
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty close.
Okay,
I think we signed it we commissioned in 2017, but I think the lease starts in 2016. That's why we're basically 5 years into the lease.
But Bob's question is, if we sign this for 50 years, is there an opt-out if you didn't take one of
Well-
the 10-year options?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that's where you're going.
if for some reason you opt out of of either one of the plus 10s, that would also terminate the net.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, from what I heard,
Yeah, it's both ways.
and that's what I want to confirm. Is it two ways or is it entirely,
Right.
is entirely their option?
He said it was entirely their option, Jamie. It's not, he didn't say it was both ways.
I can't imagine.
Well, I can't imagine it either, but is it entirely your option to renew or opt out after 30 years, the lease?
That's my understanding. I can pull it up. It's been a while since I looked at it. Let me see. I mean, I don't want to waste everyone's time.
No,
But
and
I can,
let me apologize for the questions. It's really just trying to
I think
educate
so.
the board,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Clarity.
yeah.
This is a ringer. I'm just
Right,
trying to
but
understand
I
the
want to
two
know,
different
I mean,
agreements.
we're getting a 5% discount from Green Mountain Power.
Yep.
What is the lease costing us? What is, you know, if the lease is costing us
Well, the lease,
7% and we're only getting 5%
No,
back.
no. You're actually making money on the lease. I'm paying you.
we're leasing property to hydro power.
But we also cut them a check every month or whatever it is.
Right. So the way how it works is,
Forgive me for being ignorant on this, but
no. It's actually, you know, to be honest, it's the way how this is structured doesn't make sense whatsoever, but we got to play by the rules, right? So the way how it works is you get an invoice for your electricity consumption by Green Mountain Power.
Oh, okay.
And that invoice actually shows a credit. And so you're buying the credit from me. I'm generating the credit. So the reason why it's so complicated is if we sell electricity to the grid, we would become a utility. And there's all sorts of reasons why we don't want to be a utility, right? So the net metering program sort of is structured in a way to avoid that we become a utility. So we're only selling net metering credits. And so you can take advantage of these credits and we give you a 5% discount. Am I making sense?
Yeah. So we're paying you every month X number of dollars. It's $3-4 grand a month that we write a check for. I'm sure it's in, you know.
Yeah, so instead of you paying your electricity bill to Green Mountain Power, you actually pay me, but you're only paying 95% of the bill. I guess that's the summary.
Okay,
These are the eight
okay,
facilities.
then that's fine. Okay, I just, you know, and I
And so we-
apologize for not understanding this, but I want to understand it clearly.
And that
No,
means.
no need to apologize. Trust me, this is like the way how this is all set up is just,
Oh, sorry, that means we don't write a check to Green Mountain Power. We actually write a check to them.
We write a check to both.
Right.
It's very complicated, and that's because of the way
Thought I had
um,
it.
like Green Power is set up.
Now I'm
Right.
even more confused.
Yeah, so we take, just, let's say it's 50%, we get a bill that cost us $1,000 for the streetlights. We pay $500 to Green Mountain Power, and we pay 45% to the hydro.
Right, then we pay 450 or.
But we actually process the bills and cut them in half based on the credit on the.
Okay,
Okay,
Gotcha.
no,
That
that's
makes
perfect.
sense.
Now I totally understand.
yes,
Now I totally get it.
Yes.
And now I'm
So
totally
there's a
fine
lot
with
of
it.
Tim, I'm
administrative
glad
work.
you've been working.
Now I totally understand, and now it totally makes sense to me, but I couldn't understand why we were paying.
Yeah, it's a little.
we're
crazy,
not
but-
really saving 5% because we're paying you that 5%.
But that's the way, that has nothing to do with Armin either.
That's
just the
right.
way
Boy,
it's
no,
structured.
right, and I don't
Right.
even feel that
Like-
we're putting him through, I'm not putting you through the ringer. I just want to understand how it works. You know, which I didn't understand that, and I'm glad
Which is
you're
why
here
most
because I
homeowners
wanted to
don't sign
know.
up for programs like this, 'cause it's crazy.
Right,
Right,
gotcha.
Right.
But in the nutshell, we get paid, the town gets paid from the leases,
Yep,
and we pay only 95% of the cost for the electricity.
so it's a good thing
On both sides.
on both sides. Okay, which is, I'm all for good things. I just
If I
want to
could-
understand
If I
them.
could paraphrase this is a crazy, hard to understand agreement, and we're about to extend it for 20 years.
that's correct.
Well, I think I'm okay with it now. It's totally simplified, and you know, and I appreciate your time, Armin, in explaining it to us, and I really do appreciate it.
All right, so with that, can I entertain a motion?
I make a motion to extend the agreement to match the lease that we have with, Armin. I don't remember your actual site.
It's
name right
group
off-
net metering agreement.
Yes, group net metering agreement.
I just want to make sure, we can opt out and you
Right.
can opt out, correct, Armin?
you mean the lease?
Yes.
I think that's an open question. I think.
That needs to be, that needs to be double checked. It is my understanding that I can opt out, but the town cannot opt out, but we need to verify that. Out of the lease, but I think it's important that we don't mix up the two things. One is the lease and the other one is the net metering agreement. They're not, you don't need to be part of the net metering agreement if you don't want to, you know. It just makes sense to match the terms on both.
Oh, that's, wait a minute, let me paraphrase that, because I think that mitigates a lot of the risk, right? And that's kind of where we're looking at it here. So to paraphrase it, is you can continue to lease land, property from the town of Pownal at your option for a 30, 30, then 10, then 10.
Yep.
The net metering agreement, either party can opt out of. Is that the true statement?
Well, no, the idea of the net metering agreement is that, I will provide electricity at a 5% discount to you for 45 years or whatever is remaining. As long as the lease is intact, if I don't have the lease, then the party's over. You know what I mean?
You have to renegotiate with a new company.
Okay, but now somebody comes by, somebody named, I don't know, Bob Jarvis or somebody, and invents a new form of electricity that comes in a pill, and it's really cheap. We're tied to this for 50 years.
I personally want to see verbiage on the opt-out portions of it. And I don't know what the time frame is on this agreement. And I don't know, we could bring it back to the next meeting. I want to see,
I have it on my computer.
yeah, I want to see the verbiage on the opt-out portions of it from all aspects of it.
I make a motion to rescind my motion and we table it to our next meeting so we can get the answers that we're looking for.
And
Yeah.
you've explained totally everything that I had questions on before. I just want to see the opt-out portions of it, Armin, so that we know what those are.
Yeah, the language is, I sent the language to you guys. The language basically says that we don't change on that metering agreement with the exception of the term, So we just extend the term from 20 to 45.
I saw that. I want to know the opt-out portions of it. And I don't think that was in there. Or if it was, I missed it.
But, hey, Armin, just to
Yeah.
clarify on the net metering side, what is being proposed is we're going from 10 years with a 10-year renewal to just a 45-year term, correct? See anything about renewals in the amendment?
So you're asking about the current agreement, what the terms, the details of the term? Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
Yeah, for the net metering
Section
side
9.
of it.
Yeah.
Term and termination.
We're moving from a 10-year with a 10-year renewal to a straight 45-year term.
That's correct. That's correct.
Agreement shall be automatically.
By the way, the scenario that someone brought up of the cheap electricity, that I mean, it's still Green Mountain Power who would serve cheap electricity to you, and so rather than it costing like 14 cents, it then would cost 5 cents, and then it would be still. The discount of 5% would still apply. It would only change the rate if someone invented a new cheap form of electricity. It would change the rate, but not the percentage of the discount. Does it make sense?
Well, what you're saying makes sense, but I'm not sure I totally agree. I don't think we can really foresee what future markets would bring, right? All of this is hypothetical anyway. I just wanted right. I disagree that it would necessarily always be Green Mountain Power and always a public utility.
Right. But that's part of the language. I mean, assuming that nothing changes in the overall electricity delivery structure, then this net metering agreement is in place. But if the legislator blows up the net metering structure entirely, then it all goes away anyhow.
And that could be true. And I was just thinking more in the terms of 45. I wouldn't be so concerned about massive changes in the market if it was 10, 20 years. But when we're starting to talk about 50 years and tying it down, it just causes me to think more about it.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm proposing is just assuming that nothing changes. We are happy partners for 45 years instead of 20 years. But if there's a legislative change, you know, whatever, then the language in there already says that it goes away, you know.
So Armin,
Oh.
my question to you is why can't we keep it at 20 years and revisit this in 20 years?
You can. You can. So the risk is that you won't find anyone in 20 years that gives you 5% discount.
No, but it could be 10%.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's totally that's totally true. Yeah, but we don't know.
That's right.
So it's just in the interest of a good partnership. I was, you know, since we have a 50-year lease, let's match it. But if you guys are concerned about it, I of course accept it as well.
Well, I hope if we don't move forward with the 45-year lease, and I'm not sure if we're doing that or not. I hope you would still consider us good partners, and that this is good partnership. I think everybody has sort of an aversion to locking things in for that long. That's really all that is.
I understand. I understand.
There is a clause in here where the customer can opt out.
Yes.
So that's, it's fairly extensive and fairly long.
There's also termination by other
Was that
party.
section 17?
Well, the termination.
No, it's still
runs
section
for 2
9, but it was,
circumstances.
it was,
The one on page 8.
Yep, termination by other party.
All right, so let's,
I'd like to, I personally would like to table this
until next meeting.
until the next meeting, so that I can try to understand it better, because honestly, I didn't understand what was provided to us until you explained it tonight. That's just my personal opinion.
I think I agree, and Armin, there's nothing pressing, right? I mean, if we decided this in 2 weeks, that would be fine.
Totally fine. Totally fine. No rush.
All right, so
All right.
I
Let's
appreciate
table
that.
this
Thank you.
until our next meeting, please.
And I'm not opposed to making a match numbers wise 45 years, but as long as we have that termination
Of being.
able
opting
to opt out.
Yes.
So I you know,
And I think I just want to increase my understanding.
right, no,
Yes.
that's what I want to do, Bob, for sure. I want to increase my understanding of what it is. You know, I'm skimming through the opt out portion of it right now. I want to be able to understand it better, and I can read it over and understand it. I can't understand it right now.
Ronnie, do you have anything to add? Are you okay with tabling it?
No, I think we're out of table for a week.
Okay,
2 weeks.
all right. So we're gonna table it until our next meeting. Thank you for coming.
Sounds good.
Thank you for
Great
your
meeting, everyone. Bye.
I'm not a table person. I hate tabling things.
Right.
Just so you know, act on it right
No,
there.
no, take your time. All good.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Number 8, moving on to paper of record. Tim, that's you. Can you take that back down to Tim, please? so people
I
can hear
will.
him?
So about a week ago, when we were working on the traffic ordinance, we realized that at an April 8th meeting, we had set the paper of record as the Southern Vermont shopper. And we had started to post our legal warnings in the Vermont shopper, which is a paper that's up in Vermont, has a digital arena as well as the paper. So that caused some confusion on our part.
Right.
The good thing is it hasn't affected anything, because the only thing the paper of record is really used for in Vermont is for the town meeting warning. So we don't have any issues that way. So everything's been fine. The point to do tonight is just to clarify what our paper of record is. Come to find out the Southern Vermont shopper doesn't even post legal notices, and they force you to go to Banner or one of their other
Because they're all
publications.
owned by the same company.
Exactly.
Right, was afraid of.
And then as we dug deeper into it, Angie brought to us that the Vermont News Guide is actually was the intended.
I think that's what
Publication.
I thought we were
Okay.
voting on that night, was that.
Okay.
So this, we do have an account with them. We're all set. We can go with them. They do post legal
They're free, aren't they?
notification.
They are free. They're
Yeah.
in every
Free.
store.
Right.
Yep, and in
And
the
you can
area as
also
well.
read online for free. You don't have to pay for it. You can also have it delivered to your house.
I make a motion that we,
Well, one thing, Tim, that I want you to make clear for sure is that when you say that we were notified that we don't have to have a paper of record. for
That
the
is from the
others,
VLCT.
That's
Yeah,
right. I
that's
just
from the
want to make
VLC.
that clear. I
Yeah.
just want everybody to know.
I
Yes,
asked him to reach out
That's
to the
right.
VLCT to make sure, and we are 100% okay.
Exactly. So I just want that on public record that that's from VLCT.
that's a good
That
point.
is not a,
Made up.
it's not anything that we're saying or that we've
Right.
been told by anybody.
Right.
That's from VLCT that we have,
Done nothing wrong.
we have not violated anything
Anything.
whatsoever because we haven't posted a town meeting in there yet.
Right.
So we're good.
Right.
We're
We're
totally good. Okay. I just
Okay.
wanted that out there.
Excellent. So go ahead, Bob, with your motion, please.
oh, I'll make a motion that we use the Vermont News Guide, make Vermont News Guide. That's the right terminology, correct? Yes, that we use Vermont News Guide as Town of Pownell's public or paper of record.
I second that.
So can we actually put that paper up? Take a picture of it, whatever, so that,
Yes,
And I'm
and
gonna
put it on our
the
website, yes,
I've already
with the
got-
information of where they can read it for free. And on the back, you can even take a picture of that
just
on
so
the
that it's
back.
recorded in tonight's meeting.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Okay,
So I have a motion,
I'll second the motion.
okay?
Sorry, I didn't mean, I just wanted to make sure that. the
All right,
VLCT
any further discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie,
Right.
Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, aye. All right, Mike, you're up for town hall.
Well, it's not just me. This is,
Is Rebecca here too?
yeah, if we need her, Tim's involved,
I'm here.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
Tim's in our, town hall update. If I miss anything, so feel free to jump in.
Okay.
All right. So since last meeting, 2 weeks ago, we've had 2 meetings with our management team, which consists of Tim, myself, Eric Marceau, one of the builders, Aaron Gilbert attends some of those meetings. And he was here yesterday, and Rebecca's in on those meetings, although she hasn't been to a couple, so which is totally fine. We had a absolute, we had a management meeting on Monday morning, between Tim, Eric, and myself. We had a meeting yesterday. Yesterday's meeting was incredibly important as far as I'm concerned. We have our concrete contractors on board. We have an agreement signed with our concrete contractors. We have given the concrete to Hoscott Builders from right here in Pownal. In the meeting yesterday, we had all of our subcontractors, other than I would think our flooring, right? Which we're working on now for the modular portion of the building. Every subcontractor was here yesterday in the room between 3 and 5 o'clock for our meeting. Kelson Electric. Person. He's our electrician. Rick Bartholi is our plumber, grew up in Pownal. Eric Marceau lives in Pownal. As Aaron Gilbert lives in Pownal. Mike Connors is from Dorset. He's probably our only guy that didn't have a Pownal tie here yesterday. And it turns out when he gets down here, he's got some cousins and whatever that live in Pownal. Whatever, kind of irrelevant. We started, the video earlier was, like I said, pretty historic. We started excavation today. There's a partial hole in the ground for the town office. We should see some forms going in the ground the middle of next week. I also want to give out a huge thank you to Vince Guntlow from Guntlow Associates we've bugged Vince several times in the last couple of weeks on a lot of different things. And he's been really timely in getting back to us to make this stuff happen. Our subs are the feeling I got yesterday is that everybody's gonna work incredibly well together. They talked with each other. They know what the timeline's gonna be from each other. The stuff that needs, the mechanical stuff that needs to go in under the ground. Our wastewater treatment facility people were here today to locate the sewer stub. Darcy was absolutely perfect with where that was. I mean, she was, you could drop a level from the paint mark she has in the road, seriously, to the stub. You know, so kudos to Darcy. She worked really closely with Mike Connors today. He had a question he was digging, wasn't quite deep enough. Darcy came back and said, keep digging, it's right there. And sure enough, he just had to go a little deeper. Our building, we posted some pictures on social media. The building itself is in process. It's coming along pretty quickly by the looks of it. We are going to plan, which is something we probably should get on, actually, the meeting or a trip to Preferred Builders to New Hampshire with our management team. Tim, myself, Eric, Aaron, whatever, Rebecca, whoever. We've got that set up with George. We just have to set a timeline up with it. And I apologize, I don't remember George's last name from Preferred Builders. Maybe Rebecca, maybe or Tim. I don't remember his name, but he's our kind of go-to person. But we've talked about that. We're in a really good place with the town hall project right now. We are we're in a really good place. I can't say much more about it other than we're very confident. We're extremely confident in our subcontractors. These guys are the pride. You know, everybody kind of checked in today to see where we were at already, even though they were here yesterday. You know, our concrete guy was here, our builders were here. While I was down there, the electrician, you know, they called in Eric, you know, to see if the ground broke today. So they're really ready to go.
I want to say personally, thank you to you and all the team. You guys have moved forward and brought this project forward in the last 6 months. It's remarkable. And thank you, everybody, for your hard work. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to second that. That's really been amazing.
It's amazing how fast that this has moved forward.
And I want to, I think we also want to make it clear, we heard tonight, we approved a overweight permit for Preferred Builders.
Yes.
Right? They are coming.
They are coming.
Coming on August 31st, and we have to have that happen when it's going to happen in order to hold the price.
Correct.
Right? We can't afford a delay.
Right.
Well,
Right.
if we have a delay, if something were to delay things, what it does, Bob, is it delays our set date because their timing is for their crane and their crew.
Right.
Their timing is, this one is, they start the 31st of August here, and then they go to the next one and the next one that they're building. So that's why it was critical for concrete. The concrete portion was getting a concrete contractor here that could do it in the time that we needed it done was a challenge at best, huh, Tim? And we worked hard at it. We had, I think, 5 different vendors that no less than 5. No less than 5 vendors that we reached out to that came back with a price.
I called a dozen.
Right, and we had 5 that got back to us with a price.
Right.
And only 2 of them could do it in the time frame that we needed. The other 3 just couldn't get it done. They just couldn't get it done.
They probably had prior.
Well, they do. They have prior stuff. So that was, you know, that was a trick. That was a trick.
I also, can I just interject really quickly? They also, I'm telling you, I contacted a dozen concrete companies, spoke directly with at least 8 or 9 of them. And every single one of them talked about how they do not have enough workers.
Absolutely. It's a problem across the country.
So, that's kind of it in a nutshell, unless Rebecca or Tim has something that they would like to add to that.
I would like to add something really quickly, just so everyone kind of understands, like in the public and you guys, what my role is. You know, the bulk of my work is done. I really worked to get those permits. I got us the architect, we got the engineering plans, and that front end work, that interfacing with the state and all of that was really my part. And I've very happily passed this over. And I do jump in, as you know, like I make phone calls to concrete companies if we need, and I'll write a letter to the editor of Banner, and I will, you know, call someone if someone needs, but I'm really not, it's these guys doing this work right now. It's Tim and Mike and our builders, and they're doing an amazing job, and I'm always here to help, but I'm not really intimately involved in the way that I was.
Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you for all your hard work that you did prior to this with contacting the state and all the permits and everything. You brought this project forward, and we all know that. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Okay, anything else?
Do you have anything you want to add, Tim?
You can't hear him.
I was saying how it was fun to watch them start the excavation because all the other pieces that we've been coordinating the last 3 or 4 months, you could just see them all fall into place, which was great. You know, it was a lot of good momentum that just keeps moving forward.
I'm sure it's a little bit of a relief to see it.
Yes, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It's definitely a relief to see it happen. We
Like to see some ceremony.
I know, right?
well,
We'll have a ceremony when it's open, when it's all done.
you know, and we discussed that a little bit, Bob, to be honest with you, but how do we didn't know, we weren't exactly positive until yesterday afternoon with Mike Connors that he was going to start this morning.
Right.
Okay, the weather's been killing everybody. You know, he moved his equipment in yesterday, and we didn't know this until 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and I emailed you guys.
Yep.
We didn't know until then that, yes, we're having a bucket in the ground in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
It's great news. I was so excited. I was
Yeah.
dancing around the kitchen. So,
That's
yes,
a site I don't want to see.
nice job, everybody. All right, anything else? We need to open up for public comment. If there's any public comment out there, please raise your
There's a
hand.
Jim Coates is right
And
there.
remember to state your full name and 3 minutes, please. Thank you.
Jim?
Hello there. First of all, I just want to thank Tim for
Excuse me,
any questions that I had. Can you hear me, Angie?
please state your full name.
I'm sorry. My name's James Kosas, North Mason Hill Road, Pownal, Vermont.
Your name.
I just want to thank Tim. First of all, he was very appreciative in getting me the knowing that the sheriffs are patrolling the roads 7 days a week. And so I really appreciate that because a lot of things happen on the weekend that may not happen on the 5 days. Second of all, I got to be honest with you, the solar discussion was very confusing along with the solid waste. I hope Tim can get more involved with that and kind of give a better report of kind of what's going on with that. As for the paper of record, there was no confusion. I know, and I've stated it back then, the paper of record was stated back in April that it would be the Southern Vermont Chopper. I've watched it constantly. It wasn't until recently that I found out it was the Vermont Journal. Brought it to Tim's attention. I just want to make sure that people understand where they need to go to find out what's happening because they may not get to the website, they may not have internet and anything like that. So please understand there is no problem with it, but it's just got to be very clarified. So I'd like to just ask Tim, when the next public notice goes in, I'd like to just make sure I'm able to see it, to make sure that it is something that people do see. The one that was in the banner for the traffic ordinance, I guess because you've made the decision, is null and void now, so that whatever notice for the traffic ordinance has to be republished into the,
No, it
whatever,
doesn't. No, it
your
doesn't.
Vermont news. And my last comment was basically just, I've heard that the audit may be of complete done, and I'd like to just find out if there's gonna be a presentation of it soon. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you.
So I think I think we probably need to clarify that the paper of record is relevant for the town meeting.
Only,
That's it.
only for the town meeting, which happens in March.
So we do not have to, everything's been properly warned. We do not have to rewarn and pay out more money. Thank you. Is there anybody else out there? Please raise your hand and please state your full name.
There's no one else here.
I entertain a motion to
I'll move,
adjourn.
we adjourn.
Can I have a second?
I'll take it.
Any further discussion? Jamie,
Aye.
Ronnie, Bob,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Angie, I. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.